When I first started learning Java, I wish someone had explained this simple truth. Classes are like blueprints, and objects are the real things you create from those blueprints. It's a concept that sounds intimidating at first, but once you get it, everything else in Java starts to make sense. Let's break it down together, step by step, so you can see just how easy and powerful this idea really is. Imagine you want to build a house. Before you can start hammering nails or laying bricks, you need a plan. A detailed drawing that shows where every wall, window, and door will go. This plan is essential because without it, you'd have no idea what you're building or how it should look in the end. Before you start any big project, you need a plan, right? That's true for houses, and it's true for code. In the world of Java, that plan is called a class. It's your master design, your set of instructions for what you want to create. In Java, a class is just like that blueprint. It describes what your thing will look like, what features it will have, and what it can do. It's not the finished product, but it's the essential starting point. Think of it as the DNA for your code, containing all the information needed to build something real. Here's another way to think about it. Imagine you have a cookie cutter. The cookie cutter itself isn't a cookie, it's just a tool. But with it, you can make as many cookies as you want, all shaped the same way. The cookie cutter is your class, and the cookies you bake are your objects. Let's take another example. Cars. Picture a row of cars parked outside, each one a different color, some fast, some slow. What do they all have in common? They were all built from the same basic design, but each one is unique in its own way. That's exactly how classes and objects work in Java. A class tells you what information you'll have, like a car's color, its speed, or how many doors it has. It also tells you what actions the car can perform, like starting the engine, honking the horn, or stopping at a red light. These features and actions are called properties and methods in Java. But remember, the class itself isn't the real car. It's just the empty frame, the idea, the instructions. You can't drive a blueprint down the road, and you can't use a class directly in your program. You need to bring it to life. That's where objects come in. When you use your class to create something real, you're making an object. This object is a living, breathing version of your blueprint. It has all the features and abilities you described in your class. But now it actually exists and can do things. Going back to our cookie example, if the class is the cookie cutter, then each object is a cookie you baked. You can make a dozen cookies, all from the same cutter, but each one might have different decorations, flavors, or shapes. That's the beauty of objects. They're all unique, but they share the same basic design. You can make as many different cookies or cars as you want from the same blueprint. Each one can have its own special features, but they all start from the same class. This is what makes Java so powerful and flexible. You can create endless variations without having to rewrite your code from scratch. Let's say you write a car class. Now, you can create a red car that's super fast, or a blue one that's more fuel efficient. Maybe you want a green car with a sunroof, or a yellow one with extra storage space. Each object you create is a little bit different, but they all come from the same original plan. Each object is special, with its own personality and features, but they all share the same DNA. This is what makes programming with classes and objects so much fun. You get to design the blueprint and then bring it to life in as many ways as you can imagine. In Java, you define a class by writing code that describes what your object will be like. You list out its properties, like color, speed, or size, and its methods, which are the things it can do. For example, a car class might have a method called start engine and another called brake. These methods are like the buttons and levers in a real car. They let you control what your object does. Once you've written your class, you can use it to create as many objects as you want. Each object is a separate thing in your program with its own unique values for its properties. One car might be red and fast, another might be blue and slow, but they both know how to start, stop, and honk the horn because they both come from the same class. Think about how this works in real life. An architect designs a house, and then builders use that design to create many different homes. Each home might have a different color, a bigger yard, or a unique front door, but they all follow the same basic plan. That's exactly what you're doing in Java when you use classes and objects. This approach makes your code easier to understand, easier to fix, and much more reusable. If you ever want to change how all your cars work, you just update the class, and every object you create from that point on will have the new features. It's like updating your blueprint and seeing all your new houses come out better than before. So, the next time you sit down to write a Java program, remember this. Classes are your blueprints, and objects are the real things you build from them. This simple idea is the magic behind every Java program, and once you master it, you'll be able to create anything you can imagine.